Good morning. I wanted to show you a bit of a garden tour, some of the things that we're growing down here. As you can see, this is one of our trellises, and this year we're doing vertical growing for our acorn squash, pumpkins, zucchini. I have only done it once before and it worked out well, so we're going to try it again this year. What it does is take the space that you would use horizontally and just puts it vertically, so you have way more space in your garden to grow things. So I'll give you a close-up look. So here is one of my pumpkin plants that is growing vertically. What I do is, as the main stem begins to grow, I cut some of the vines off that are offshooting so that only the main stem grows. And I use ribbons to train it to grow up instead of out. Now, while we're here looking at this, I did want to show you that here, now the flower part is beginning to fall off a bit, but here you'll see, if I can get it focused, one of a female flower. So the female flower has the beginning of the fruit on the bottom. This is the male flower, and you can see the pollen on the stamen on the inside. So in order for that fruit to grow, pollen from your male flower has to be transferred to your female flower. Now, if you are not seeing them pollinated on your own, with, say, butterflies, bees, bugs, things like that, then you can take a small paintbrush, touch the stamen, and then touch the blossom of the female flower. So you can see it's growing up. And I've got it trellised, and I'm using ribbons and some tie wraps, which I do take off at one point so that they can grow better. It's just to keep it stable. So that's how I'm growing my pumpkin vertically. So here is one of my cucumbers. Actually, there's two cucumbers growing here side by side. So as you can see, there's a lot of flowers. I wanted to show you the difference between a male and a female flower. Up here, you will see this flower here. There's a tiny little, what looks like a baby cucumber growing right there. That's how you know it's the female flower. The females have the fruit on them. So down here is some of our male flowers, which, as you can see, just have a stem. There's nothing else, not a little fruit under it. So, and here you can see another, this one is a female because you can see the little beginnings of a cucumber. So your pollinators need to take pollen from the males and take them up to the females. And sometimes if you're in a greenhouse or in an area that may not have enough pollinators, you can again take a little paintbrush. Actually right there you could see a little ant in there. So you could take a little paintbrush and touch the male flower and then touch the female flower, and that will pollinate them. If these aren't pollinated, they will dry up and fall off. Now, female flowers tend to come out more when it's rainy and damp, and the males tend to prefer drier conditions. Right down here, you can see there is a little bug in there that's touching the stamen, which is getting pollen for a female flower. So again, if you do need, you don't have enough pollinators, it is something you can do yourself. The flowers only last about a day. So if you're doing it, make sure that you do it every day. And I can see inside my female flower that a bee was just in there. So I do have a lot of pollinators out here, luckily. I wanted to show you the zucchini flowers as well. So here is a male zucchini flower. You can see the stamen on the inside. There's actually a little bug in there. So all the insects need to do is touch the stamen, which is this right here, and then touch a female flower. So if you can see underneath here, I'll pull these a little bit so you can see. Right here, is the beginnings of a female flower. So you can see how there's like a baby zucchini down in here, and then the flower. So right now, once that flower opens up, right in here if I can get it, once that flower opens up, the zucchini can be pollinated. So once an insect touches the male stamen and then goes over to the female, that will begin to grow your fruit. And again, the flowers only last a day or so. So if you are pollinating by hand, make sure you get them when the flowers are nice and open. So that's your difference between your male and female flower.